I'm not sure if folks realize it, but the area that Tencent has really innovated in is now becoming a big deal in the Western world, which is social commerce.
Uh-huh.
So as you know, Facebook announced a significant upgrade to its e-commerce capabilities. And there is a lot of excitement about sellers being able to connect with consumers inside a social environment. IG,
Mm.
Facebook, even WhatsApp is going to be, and it
Wow.
already is in India, enabling some pretty exciting commerce. So I want
Mm.
to get your perspective on, social commerce. You've been at the heart of it for now, I guess, almost 4 years. What do you think is unique to social commerce or e-commerce being enabled within a social network?
There are several key characteristics of social commerce. So the first one, it happens in the social environment. I think it's very natural. First of all, so if you leave aside internet, it happens every day in our lives. You visit a friend and see he or she buys this cool stuff, and you started chatting, and how you bought it, where you got it, and then very naturally you probably just to the marketplace and get to your home. So that's basically what happens in our daily life. It just things started to move to a social app where we social and interact online. So yeah, for China, it's WeChat. What happens online is that you can see a friend's post, or you're chatting about how your day is going and what stuff you've got for today, and then your friend sees, oh, this is cool, this is exciting, and then you can just go to a mini program, or use WeChat to identify the product behind the picture,
Mm.
and then you place an order. So that's the basic form of the social commerce. And secondly, I think it gives a lot of new marketing, let's say, space to think about. So, in China, there are these enterprises that put a lot of the energy thinking about how to leverage social commerce. So, for example, there are all kinds of activities that you can do. So let's say I'm a major e-commerce company. I can start let's say what we call Pingtuan, which is like group buy. So but instead, it's not started by a group buy company. It can be started by any retailer. So let's say I'm Target, and I want to sell this amazing new iPhone. So I would say, okay, I'll send a mini program as a seeding mini program to a couple of first customers, and then you will see on the media program is that you can invite your friends to buy the same product. The price will probably start at $1,000, and you will clearly see every time you have another friend into your group, as interest group to buy, the price would drop. So ultimately, of course, the brand can set a bottom line for that price of the product. But what's interesting is that this is a unique way that you can encourage a broader customer base to participate.
Mm.
And also, I think there are ways that you can do it, in some new ways. For example, we in China, we see a lot of apparel companies that do it with mini games. Let's take a sportswear company as an example. They signed a huge NBA star, and then they developed a mini game which has the brand's loyal customer to play a shooting game. And the higher your field goal rate is, you would get more coupons to buy. And then if you want to increase your chance of testing the shooting, you can choose to share with your friend. and then more people will be participating in the game, and then more people would have the perception of the brand's product, as well as having more coupons distributed to the ideal customer group, and then there's also more redemption as sales that comes a long way.
Got it. I love it. It sounds like it's actually a lot of nuanced ways of thinking that are different within social commerce. And that if you apply a traditional B2C sales mindset, you're actually going to miss out on what makes social commerce unique and exciting for users. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Any advice, I guess, for those businesses that are now looking at Facebook and IG and getting ready to launch their social commerce business? Any tips on what they should be thinking differently about to start that?
Mhm. Yeah, I think actually the first thing in the previous story I haven't covered is that for social commerce there's something really unique which we call proprietary traffic of the brand itself. So for example, on WeChat I can follow, let's say, Walmart. I believe it's the same in Facebook. And then, after Facebook has that commerce capability, these are the first target customers you have. You can send them, the content or product videos, that's closely connected to transaction. So the I think the brands really should spend efforts to increase their fan base, their follower base. So and make these people really loyal to your brands. So I would think that's the first thing. And so that's more on the business direction side. The other side is that from my previous experience, I think it's very important that you start to think about how to put various things together. So you want to think about what are the right products to put on social commerce so that people are willing to share it with other people. And then after the consumer goes into your product page view, there's got to be other stuff other than just the one that attracted he or she into the page. There are stuff for conversion. So you need to rethink about your portfolio in a social commerce setting. And then I think what's equally important is that you will start to see that your organization becoming more integrated. So, for example, you may have store clerks that are very compelling, and they sort of become KOC, key opinion customers, or even KOLs on the social setting. So you want to come up with ways that encourage people to do that, because the sales they brought online is no difference from those brought from offline stores. So, for the first time, the e-commerce team and the offline team have to think about how they work closely together. And we talk about product as well. And I think for marketing, it also is. Because you're not only driving traffic to online, you're driving your traffic to an omni channel. When we work with retailers, if you go to the ones we work with in China, you will see a lot of the QR codes. So this actually is what marketing has to think about. Versus traditional putting a standalone picture, you want to put a picture with a QR code so that people know that you have this page that sells stuff online in a social commerce setting, which is very easy to share. So all these things will come up together, which why we truly think this is a CEO project.